103.2 Preston FM.
Your community.
Your radio.
Well, the fight is on to make sure you get the best seat in the house to watch festive favourites like Love Actually and The Grinch. New research has found that 8 in 10 of us have a favourite spot on the sofa when watching TV, and 69% get sofa fury if another family member, guest or pet, even the pet, steals the desired watching spot. So what's the answer? Joining me now on the programme to shed light on this is Jennifer House, the co-founder of Brit Mums, the UK's largest parent blogging network, and Michael Price, a technology expert from Panasonic. So a very good morning to you both.
Good morning.
And I must admit, when I first heard about this, I was a little sceptical, but the more people I've asked about this, it is so accurate. We get upset if somebody takes our place when watching TV. So thanks for joining us this morning, and maybe you can tell us, firstly, can you tell us how many people in our area get annoyed if they don't have their favourite spot on the sofa?
Absolutely. I mean, the stats you read out there are for the UK. We've broken it down to regional areas, and for Preston, I have to tell you, Hughie, it's a bit higher. So even more people get annoyed in Preston. Dear. 74% as opposed to 69% nationally. So it's I can imagine it's a bit of a hot button issue. You mentioned there also pet owners. Up to 70% of pet owners have said that they've gone to their favourite spot to watch the TV and found that the cat or dog has already taken it. So yes, it's a problem.
Yes, I've never really thought about this, but often when I'm home, the cat does go and take the spot on the settee when I move. So, what else can you tell us about our sofa habits then?
Well, one thing that we found in the research we did at Panasonic is that when people are squashed together around the TV, that can be a bit of a sort of a pet peeve. 46% of people don't like being squashed in, and 44% of people complain about sharing the sofa with restless people who are always fidgeting and moving around.
Wow, dear me. Jennifer, as a parent, do you have this problem in your household?
Absolutely. I have 2 kids, so I'm in touch with restless sofa sharers. But what's interesting, we have more than 5,000 members in Brit Mums, and I put this question to them. Automatically, everyone could say exactly where the people in their house sit, wow. Where Dad sits, where his mom sits, where the kids sit. And some of them had very fierce competition, saying they had a on your feet, lose your seat policy at their home. But it's definitely an issue that families are aware of, and sometimes there's even a kind of wordless dance that if you sit in someone else's space, they'll come and stand there next to you until you move over, because there's this unspoken acknowledgement that everyone has their place.
Wow, this is fascinating stuff. Do you think that getting sofa fury has always been a family issue, or is it because we are watching more TV and films?
I think one thing that's changed a lot is that people have got used to having their own little screen, whether it's a mobile phone or a tablet or a laptop. And so that when they come to watch TV as a social event and there's lots of people gathered around, maybe they're just not quite as patient as they used to be in the old days when we were all gathered around small little 19-inch TV sets. There's perhaps that and of course this time of year that kind of situation will be exacerbated with everyone gathering around for Christmas.
Absolutely. When you have uncles and aunts coming in, granny and grandpa, they want the best seat, and you're the host, so you got to give it up.
Wow, yes, as I say, it is fascinating. I never really thought about it, but I must admit I do love watching. There's a TV program called Gogglebox, which is Craig Cash. And when I now think about it, whenever you watch that program, if people haven't seen it, it's families watching TV and making a commentary on the people who are appearing on TV. And everybody watching it sits in the same place every time. Nobody moves. They're all sitting in the same place. So how can families avoid arguments over the best sofa spots this Christmas?
Well, for families, there are a couple of strategies. One that a lot of bloggers told me about was they put cushions and other kind of soft things on the floor, and all the kids go down there. So all the proper seats are left for the grown-ups. You can stake out your seat early, of course, so get there first and everyone just has to sit around you. But it is the Christmas season. It's good to be flexible, especially if you have guests, and appreciate it's the season of giving.
Yes.
And certainly from a technology point of view, one of the key things to do is make sure you've got the right TV so that wherever you're sat in the room, it looks just as good from the end of the sofa as it does from the big armchair. And so one tip I always tell people is when you're buying a TV in store, don't just stand directly in front of it. Try and picture where you would sit and maybe go off to the side and have a look if it still looks as bright and as colourful from the side. It's something that we concentrate on a lot at Panasonic to try and make that experience great for everyone.
Right, that really is quite an interesting point, because whenever you go into a shop, you do tend to stand right in front of the set and look at it.
Absolutely, yeah. And these modern flat TV sets, they do change because they're made out of liquid crystals. They do change slightly in terms of where you stand in front of them. I think a lot of people will be familiar if you've got a laptop computer and you just tilt the screens slightly, it'll change. It'll get darker or brighter. And obviously the big TVs are much more advanced than that, but the same process is true. So it's worth checking out.
Right. Yes, that's some good advice there. So where can listeners go if they're wanting to have a nice, peaceful, relaxing Christmas and watch some TV? Where's the best place to go to get more information so we can avoid sofa fury?
So for information about TVs and technology, you can head over to panasonic.co.uk.
And later today we'll be discussing this very issue about sofa fury on britmums.com.
Right. Just give us the address again, because I missed the end of that, please, Jennifer.
Yes, it's www.britmums, BRITMUMS.com.
Brilliant. Well, can I thank you both for coming on to the programme this morning? I'd never, ever given this a thought until yesterday or the day before, but I actually found it quite fascinating. And when I think about it, I now worry about my own habits and that of the cat. So,
well, Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you too, and thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed today's interview, why not tweet Hughie at ChatCityPFM.